Dear friends, welcome to Bond with RK Chemistry YouTube channel. In previous video, I have explained the lowering of vapor pressure, relative lowering of vapor pressure, and also Raoult's law. In this video, I am going to explain the methods which are used for the measurement of lowering of vapor pressure. Mainly, I will explain Oswald and Walker's dynamic method for the measurement of lowering of vapor pressure. For the measurement of lowering of vapor pressure, three methods are developed. The first method is the barometric method, second method is the manometric method. The first two methods, the lowering of vapor pressure is determined by measuring vapor pressure of solution and solvent. But these methods are not accurate or not practicable when the relative lowering of vapor pressure is too small. The third method, Oswald and Walker's dynamic method, which is also known as the gas saturation method. This method is very useful for the measurement of lowering of vapor pressure. This one is very simple method. This is also useful when the lowering of vapor pressure is very small. Let's take the third method, Oswald and Walker's dynamic method. It is also called as a gas saturation method since the dry air which is used in this method is saturated by the vapor of solvent, so it is named as gas saturation method. In this method, the relative lowering of vapor pressure or lowering of vapor pressure is determined directly without measuring vapor pressure of solvent or solution. In this method, the relative lowering of vapor pressure is determined by measuring weight loss in the containers of solution and solvent. The principle which is involved in this method is when dry air is passed through containers containing solution and solvent, the dry air is saturated with the solvent vapors and an equal amount of weight loss takes place in the containers of solution and solvent. This is the principle which is involved in the Oswald and Walker's dynamic method. The apparatus which is used in this method contains a set of two bulbs, a set of bulbs, two set of bulbs. The first one is set A and the second one is set B. Set A contains three bulbs which are filled with solution. Set B contains three bulbs which are filled with solvent. Here the filling of solution in set A, solvent in set B is up to half of the occupancy of the or half of the capacity of the bulbs. And we have a U-shaped tube. The U-shaped tube is filled with dry anhydrous calcium chloride. And set A is connected with set B, and set B is connected with the U-shaped tube. This is the setup of apparatus which is used in Oswald and Walker's dynamic method. This is a clear picture of apparatus. The procedure which is involved in the Oswald and Walker's method, before connecting the set A with set B with the U-shaped tube, you have to accurately weigh set A, set B and U-shaped tube separately. After connecting set A with set B and set B with the U-shaped tube, the set A should be kept in thermostat and also set B should be kept in thermostat to maintain constant temperature in set A and set B. This one is very important. To maintain constant temperature is very important in this experiment or in this method. Since vapor pressure depends on temperature, we have to maintain constant temperature in solution, that is set A, and in solvent, that is set B. After that, a current of pure dry air is bubbled or passed through the two sets and also U-shaped tube. After passing dry air through the set A, set B and U-shaped tube, you have to reweight the set A, set B and U-shaped tube separately. The precautions involved in Oswald and Walker's dynamic method are the temperature of the air, the solution and the solvent must be kept constant throughout the experiment. The flow rate of dry air should be uniform throughout the experiment. These precautions should be followed in Oswald and Walker's dynamic method. Okay, these are the observations. The first observation, both the sets are saturated with the solvent only. If you take a solution, set A, the bulbs are saturated with the volatile solvent molecules. In solvent also, set B also, the bulbs are saturated with the solvent molecules. When dry air is passed through the bulbs, the air gets saturated with the vapors. When dry air is passed through set A, the air is saturated with the solvent vapors. When it is passed through set B, here also the air is saturated with the pure solvent vapors. So the amount of vapor taken by air from set A, that is W1, that is loss in weight in set A, is directly proportional to vapor pressure of the solution. The loss in weight in set B, W2, that is the amount of vapor taken by air from set B, is directly proportional to the difference in vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is PA0, and the vapor pressure of the solution. In this case, the loss in weight W2 is not directly proportional to vapor pressure of pure solvent. What is the reason? Already the air comes from the set A is saturated with the vapor pressure of PS. So here the loss in weight W2 will be directly proportional to PA0 minus PS not PA0. Calculations, let's take. The loss of weight in set A, that is W1, is directly proportional to vapor pressure of the solution. The loss in weight of set B, that is W2, is directly proportional to difference in vapor pressure of pure solvent and the vapor pressure of solution. The total loss of weight in both the sets, that is W1 plus W2, is directly proportional to PS plus PA0 minus PS. Okay, then there is a cancellation of PS terms, so you will get PA0. We know the formula of lowering of vapor pressure and also relative lowering of vapor pressure. The relative lowering of vapor pressure is equal to PA0 minus PS by PA0. So is equal to W2 by W1 plus W2. So the relative lowering of vapor pressure can be calculated by taking ratio between a loss of weight in set B and the total loss of weight in both the sets of bulbs, that is set A and set B, and also the total loss of weight in both the sets of bulbs will be equal to gain of weight in U-shaped tube or gauge tube. So the relative lowering of vapor pressure will be equal to loss of weight in set B divided by gain of weight in U-shaped tube. This is about Oswald and Walker dynamic method. Thank you.